everybody, and welcome to another video here at thebugnut.com. And today we want to talk about suspension. We got a lot of components here, and we're ready to put our front suspension together and put it onto Project Super 71 to see how things are lining up and check the height of the vehicle and make sure that we have everything we need so that we can get this car rolling and steering. So we had one little problem when we took apart the old suspension, like a lot of you with Super Beetles. The front struts were just totally seized to the spindles. We couldn't get the original ones off. We tried heat, we tried everything, and a lot of, persuaders, and nothing worked. So we decided, you know what? I'm gonna get some new spindles. But guess what? They don't sell new spindles. So I had to track some down. I had someone locally that was taking apart a Super Beetle, and they did not need the struts, and that was lucky for me because he was able to sell them to me. So a big thanks to Greg for having those parts available for me. We had another a fan of thebugnut.com, and he actually donated these to Project Super 71. So we're very thankful for our Volkswagen community. They provide us with a lot of great stuff. And with everybody's help and some searching on the internet, we were able to put together a very interesting setup. So this is made of new parts, almost new parts, and some old parts. So let's discuss what we see on the table. Let's start with the struts. So we always knew we wanted to lower the car a little bit just to get rid of the wheel gaps. And I was able to recover these from another giant heap of Volkswagen parts. These are adjustable struts from EMPI. They're older, and you can see we're gonna clean these up. We're gonna get a wire wheel on these, clean them up, and give them a fresh coat of paint, make them look as pretty as we can. They are adjustable, and we're going to be leaving them on the highest setting because we really don't want the car on the ground. For the life of me, I could not find all the top components. But luckily, I take a lot of photos, and I did a little bit of research with my old photos, and I did find out that I did wire them all together, all my bits and pieces from the top of the strut. So I was lucky to find these. We have to clean these up. We're gonna get a wire wheel on these. We'll paint them. We'll make these look pretty as well and make sure that we have exactly what we need, looking as good as we can. Moving on. That's some of the old stuff that we're gonna clean up and reuse. However, the bearings are an important part, and we decided to get some new components for our setup. And we decided to talk to John over at Top Line Auto Parts in California, and I showed him my situation, and John was really good about it because I'm trying to do this on a budget, and I had a bunch of donated parts, I had used parts, and I only needed some new parts. This is what I have. What do I need? And John at Top Line said, he's like, we can sort things out. We can get you the right shocks. He first of all identified the old struts as old EMPI struts, and he was able to supply me with the new EMPI inserts for these struts. He made one big recommendation. Top Line makes these little drop-in inserts. I don't know if you can get a picture of that. So they're just a little set of drop-in inserts. And what these do, I don't know if you can still see this, on the bottom there's just a little kind of an angle on the bottom of these. And all this does is it helps center the bottom of the shock insert that goes into the strut. So this just sits at the bottom of this strut and helps keep everything centered so that nothing moves down below. And then when you tighten the threads on the top, the whole insert will be locked in place. There's no movement whatsoever. So if you're going to be building some struts, this is a small investment which will really help you out in the long run. So again, talk to John over at Top Line. So yeah, so we have new parts that came from Top Line. We have spindles from the Volkswagen community, and we have springs. These are actually slightly used Top Line tapered springs. You can see there's a slight taper to these. They give you a little bit of extra space if you have a slightly wider rim, and they're slightly lowered. Now, these are brand new ball joints, and luckily for me, these were supposed to go on my previous project, which was the 1973 Super Beetle. However, we ordered them, but we ended up not needing them. So these were donated back to my own Project Super 71. So we're very lucky again from the Volkswagen community to have a brand new set of ball joints that we can use for our project. So again, we have a wide assortment of both slightly used, very used, and brand new parts And with a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of luck and hard work, we're gonna have a nice front end suspension for Project Super 71. So let's get into this. I wanna get this all together and make something pretty.